So the Washington Post says this year's flu season is already the most widespread on record since health officials began keeping track 13 years ago, and has already caused the deaths of more than of more children than what normally would be expected at this time of year, federal health officials have said. During the third week of January, more people sought care for flu-like illnesses than any other comparable period in nearly a decade. The Center for Disease Control and Prevention most recent weekly report shows 7 children died in the week ending January 20th, bringing a total number of pediatric deaths this flu season to 37. That's crazy. Nearly 12,000 people have been hospitalized with laboratory-confirmed influenza since the season started October 1st. What's up? Simple with Dimples. How you doing? Hey, PhD. How you guys doing this weekend? I'm just doing a quick little stream. I want to hear people's thoughts on this whole influenza thing, and I'm kind of curious. Have you gotten the influenza? Have you gotten the vaccine? Simple with Dimples says, I have 2 little girls, 2 and 4. It's so sad. Did you get your kids vaccinated? We have Madison, and she's 1, and I've always been against the flu vaccine, but like it seems like everybody needs to get it. I've been always like a conspiracy theorist kind of person, but the last 2 years I got it because I work in the hospital, and they make us get it now. Like we're kind of forced. We don't have a choice. So we got it. And Simple with Dimple says I don't vaccinate them. Can you tell me why? I'm just curious. I respect your decision, but I'm curious to why. And it is very scary. And PhD, do you get the vaccine? How do you feel about vaccines? For the flu shot, others it depends. Okay, I've had a hard time with vaccinations in general. PhD says she doesn't get the flu shot. Honestly, if it wasn't for my job, I wouldn't get the flu shot either. Like I'm not interested in that. I got it these last 2 years, and I will say I haven't really noticed any difference. I still get sick. Elizabeth Meno said, I don't see the point of having it because your child is around other kids, and if they have the flu, your child will get it. That's a good point. Reading some of the comments here too, a lot of people are kind of against it. This person, William here, said, BS, viruses mutates, even within a family household. Flu shot is last year's flu, so 12 months later is a totally different virus. Flu shots is for idiots, is what this person said. Same point above. I'm your girlfriend's cousin. Oh, yeah. I've seen you on Instagram. Thanks, Elizabeth, for joining. I appreciate you. I really just want to hear from parents, man, because me and Farah, my girlfriend, we were kind of like, damn, like, I guess we need to get the flu shot, for Madison. We don't take her to daycare, so Madison hasn't even been sick yet. She's 14 months. She hasn't been sick yet, but we're kind of like, wow, like, what do we do? Like, should we get her vaccinated? I guess we should. I'm reading this article here that says 37 children have died so far this year. But like when I look at this other chart, there's this article. Okay, there's this news post. It says from Fox News. Let me actually share it with you guys. CDC, this year's flu vaccine only 10 to 33% effective. And on this chart here, it says for 2016 to 2017, 39% effective. This is from the CDC, so the CDC is probably going to give the best statistics possible because they're probably going to be biased. They want to show people that there is some sort of effectiveness to it. But I've heard from multiple people saying that as low as 10% effective. So it's kind of like, damn. Before that is 48%, 19%. At one point, 2004 to 2005, it was 10%. So I don't know. Elizabeth says, so leave Madison alone if she's not around kids. True. PhD Natural says, I don't vaccinate my boys. They're schooled at home. Okay, that's true. That's a good point. I'm definitely going to have to talk with Farah to see what she says. And just to give a little history, too, because I was reading this, let's see, or did I lose it? I lost it. Let's see, okay, worst flu season. I lost what I had here. I think the worst one was like in 1918. Okay, here we go. A little bit of history. If I can pull this up. Okay. Okay, here we go.
Imagine an app that identifies you through facial recognition.
Don't do that. Elizabeth Manuel says my daughter is autistic, and I'm sure it was because. Wow, that is so interesting. Thank you for bringing that up, and really thank you for sharing that. She said my daughter is autistic, and I'm sure it is because of the mRNA vaccine. So I advise most parents who is thinking about vaccinating the kid wait when they. I guess when you meant wait when they get 5. I regret giving Bella her vaccines. Damn, that is so scary, man. I've heard a lot of people say that. I've heard a lot of parents say that that they're afraid of that. That's why I'm afraid. And even when I got Madison her regular vaccines, like I was talking to the doctor, I was asking him questions. Like even the doctors are so surprised. Like it's almost like they don't want you asking questions. I ask a bunch of questions. You need to be asking questions. And one of the things too is like I don't want any mercury because a lot of the vaccines before they had mercury in it, which is like really bad, especially for a baby. I would think, So. I was questioning him a bunch of questions. He was kind of like, wow. Even hepatitis B, babies don't need hepatitis B. That's a sexually transmitted disease. But they give it to babies. I was actually questioning a doctor, and he said they give it to babies because they figure that teenagers or whatever, they're not going to come back for those vaccines. So they're just like, let's just give it to baby. And I'm just kind of like, why do you need to force all this stuff upon a baby when they're first born? They give the hepatitis B like, I don't know, like the day of or the day after. And they're only in the hospital for 3 days, I think, max. So... Simple with Dimple says I delay their vaccines too, and 1x at a time, maybe 2 at a time. Well, yeah, that's the thing. We went for Madison's vaccines a couple months ago or a month ago, and they wanted to give her 4 vaccine shots, and we're just like, no. And they were like, okay, we'll split up the vaccines. Elizabeth says she was progressing very well, and she just decreased. So please wait. It is your right, said. Tina said, no, make sure you do it 1 vaccine every month because there's some side effects. Damn, thanks for sharing that. I really feel for you. That's really one of my fears, because if your child's fine and your child's doing great and all of a sudden you just see a decline, I mean, the only thing I could think would be some sort of vaccine, let's look up something. Autism from vaccines. I think they even have like I was thinking of chickenpox. Like now they have like a chickenpox vaccine or something, I think. And back in the day when I was a kid, man, you just got the chickenpox. You just, you held out for a week or however long it took, and that's it. Now you have to like take some sort of vaccine. This is what Elizabeth was talking about. Let me share the screen. MMR, I think this is the vaccine that Elizabeth meant. MMR vaccine controversy. The MMR vaccine controversy started with the 1998 publication of a fraudulent research paper, The Lancet, linking that combined the measles, mumps, and rubella vaccine and colitis and autism spectrum disorders. Do vaccines cause autism? Anytime you speak against vaccines, though, a bunch of people like in the community, they get all antsy and pissed off and they say it's not possible. What am I doing? Ocean, there we go. She was progressively well. Yes, my baby is not talking. She was saying a lot of words, but from a lot of therapy, she got better. I'm glad. I'm happy for you. I have a family member too that deals with that, and it is so hard. Like I can't even imagine. It's a lot of work. It's very consuming. What else was I going to look up? I was thinking about something else about vaccines. They push vaccines really hard, though, man. Like, they push it more than ever. Like, now at the job, you don't have a choice. We have to get vaccines. Like, if they made it, like, this year at the hospital, what they did was, this was something interesting. Because before they used to give us the option, right? They'd be like, if you don't get the vaccine, you have to wear a mask throughout the whole hospital. Okay, fine. So I was like, that's fine. I'll put on a mask. But now they've made it so that if you don't get a vaccine, your insurance goes up. You have to pay like a lot more. It goes up by almost, I don't know, at least almost like $70 or something like that more every two weeks to be a couple $100 for the year. Simple Dimple says, scary to think we're putting chemicals in our children. We don't even know what it is. I know. And something's up with this, the flu influenza this year. This is what this site says. This season is predominant strain. The predominant strain is the nastiest. It's H3N2, which causes the worst outbreak of the 2 influenza A viruses and 2 types of influenza B. They circulate among people and are responsible for the seasonal flu epidemics each year. Seasons when H3N2, oh, my daughter's up now. I'm going to have to go get her. Seasons when the H3N2 strain dominates are associated with more hospitalizations, more deaths, and more illness. People that are hit particularly hard are very young, the elderly, and people with certain chronic health conditions. So, and then some of the symptoms are fever, feverish, cough, sore throat, runny, stuffy, muscle body aches, headaches, fatigue, and vomiting. Simple with Dimple said, and other countries don't vaccinate as much as the U.S. does. Yeah, I know, that's so true. We got like so many vaccines. There's a lot more vaccines now than there was when I was a kid. Back when I was a kid, like, I don't even know. It was like, what, like 2, 3? Like, it wasn't like anything. Now it's like this whole array of shots. And then the thing is too, like when you're going to the doctor's office, you have to keep going back for the same shots. Like you have to keep every couple months, the baby's getting the same shots over and over and over. This person here commented, I was asked by a pharmacist last September if I was entitled to the flu shot for free. I have an illness, which means I don't have to pay, which is a joke in itself. I said yes. Then said, shall I make an appointment to come see you, vaccinate? My response was, no, thank you. I have no intention of poisoning my body with toxic chemicals. She stood there with eyes wide, mouth open, gaping like I was a Fruit Loop. My 7-year-old father died nearly at 75 from the flu shot. So I intend to give a wide berth. I suggest you do too. My daughter got the shot 2 years ago and she immediately caught symptoms. I wanted to kill something. The flu shot is a lie. My wife is a nurse and hates that she has to get it. See, a lot of people in the medical field, we have to get it. I kind of understand it too. I understand like hospitals pushing it because we're around sick people all the time. And in the defense of the vaccine for the flu thing too, when I was reading some articles, I was even watching this video from a doctor. The doctor said that like even if it's a 10% effectiveness, the amount, if you look at the overall amount of the population of people, like the millions of people, even a 10% can save some lives or whatever. But my question too, I wonder about that, is what about this harmful side effects? And anytime I've ever talked about the vaccine to any medical professional, they look at me crazy. They're just like, what? How dare you? You can't question that. What? You know? But I more than statistics and facts and charts and what the CDC tells me and what the doctor tells me, I go off of personal experience, man. That's what I go off of. I don't care, you know. You ever like felt sick or something? You have something's bothering you inside. You go to the doctor tells you everything's fine, but you still feel wrong and there's something wrong with you. So, are you gonna dismiss your body, or are you gonna dismiss what the doctor's saying and go to another doctor and get another opinion? Alice Smith, what's up? Thanks for joining. I'm just having a chill little Saturday. I just want to do a little stream and kind of just ask parents and people the consensus of, do you get vaccinated and do you get your kids vaccinated? Alice Smith, good topic. Just jumped on now, trying to catch up. My question, Alice, to you, and what I was asking everybody here is, do you get the vaccine yourself and do you vaccinate the kids? Madison, we're kind of like debating, should we get her vaccinated or not? We're kind of like, oh man, we're kind of scared. 37 children have died this year so far from the flu. They're urging everybody to get it, and it's spreading like wildfire right now. RJ Renee, what's up? He said, we went to my girl's doctor's visit and they told us that the flu shot wasn't working very well this year. That's a good point. I heard that supposedly like 10% effectiveness at the lowest to maybe highest 33%. But when I was reading some sites, is my thing unblurred? Why is it blurred? Focus, man. Oh, there we go. We're focused again. The camera's focused. But when I was reading the site, when they were talking about like, even if it's 10%, 50%, 15%, when you look at the overall population, 10 to 15% is still a big number that could maybe help people from death and people that especially are vulnerable. But then the interesting thing that Elizabeth said here that I really appreciate her sharing was that she said that her daughter, her child got the vaccine and her daughter was fine, and now her daughter's autistic after the vaccine. This is her telling this. This is her. If you scroll up, she said it right here. Now she's going to, I guess, some sort of therapy, and she's doing better. But she said, my daughter is autistic, and I'm sure it was the mRNA vaccine, so I would advise most parents who are thinking of vaccine to wait. So, I don't know, man. I'd like to hear your thoughts, man. Like, what do you guys think? What do you guys think, man? You getting the vaccine? I got the vaccine the last 2 years. I had to. I'm in the medical field. We don't have a choice in the medical field. We just have to get it. Dakota and family, thank you for joining. I appreciate you. Welcome. Dakota and family said the flu vaccine will help with less colds. You may still get the flu, but it should be less intensive of a flu. Dakota, do you get it for your kids? Are you getting it for your kids? Mike Husky, what's up? Thank you for joining. He said, I got a flu shot and I got the flu. Let me tell you, man, that's why I hear a lot of stories. Actually, the last year that I got the flu shot, I got sick. Like, I got really sick. And anytime I told that to people that are in the medical field, they're like, oh, well, you were getting sick anyway. It's not the flu shot. It's you. You know, like a lot of people get like real aggy when you tell them about the flu stuff. But I got sick one year. Have I noticed? I got it the last 2 years. Have I noticed I've been less sick? No. In fact, I've probably been more sick. But what I will say in defense of the vaccine, I've noticed that when I get sick, it's a lot shorter. I don't know if it's because of better health, because I lost a lot of weight. I don't know if it's the flu vaccine. I was sick 2 days ago. I thought I was going to come down with something serious. 2 days later, today, I'm feeling a lot better. I'm still a little weak, but I do feel a lot better. Alice Smith said, we vaccinated our kids, but not the flu shot. When I got diagnosed with brain cancer 8 months ago, one of the first things the doctor suggested was get flu shot. Immunotherapy is future cancer cure. That's interesting. The doctor suggested to get flu shot, immunotherapy. That's interesting. So you got the flu shot. Have you had any adverse effects from it? And do you suggest, like, so all people that have cancer should get the flu shot, I guess, to avoid like serious illness? Because I guess if you have cancer, you're more vulnerable to, your immune system is more vulnerable, right? I would think. Excuse me, I'm sipping on tea, trying to recover. And let's see if I can pull up this information here that disappeared again. Actually, let's read where is this article? Okay, this article here. Says this year, flu vaccine for everyone 6 months of age and older. As the first most important step protecting against a serious disease, the body takes about 2 weeks to produce full immune response. So this is one of the defense things that people say when they get the flu shot and then they get sick. Well, people are like, well, it takes 2 weeks for your body to build immunity. So they say you were getting sick anyway. Dakota, yeah, that's true. I remember you telling me that. Dakota said, my son is autistic. We got him genetic tested, and it was proven. In his case, it was genetics. There's no real study that proves that vaccines cause autism. Thanks for sharing that. Elizabeth said she is on an early intervention for now until August 31st, and then she will go to CPSE. That's a program who starts from the age of 3 to 5. She will turn 3 next month. And Dakota, yes, it's also genetic, but also vaccines cause it. I'm honestly, this is a very hot debatable thing. I'm siding with Elizabeth that I feel like vaccines do have some side effects. I think it could cause it. Maybe it's not a high chance, but everything has a side effect. I think for anybody to say that a vaccine has no side effects is crazy, because anything has side effects. Any medication you buy from like the store, Tylenol, whatever, they can all have potential side effects. But it hasn't been proven. I guess like Dakota said, it hasn't been proven. I think it can trigger predisposition for autism. Another thing that you guys should be really, let's see, does vaccines have mercury? Mercury is very harmful. I think mercury, when I went to the doctor, like I said just a little bit ago, I asked, like, is there mercury in this vaccine? And I checked, like, I'm going to see. A lot of times these people don't expect you to say anything. You don't expect you to have any questions. They don't expect you whatever. I'm asking all kinds of questions, and if I don't want to get it, I don't want to get it. But I heard there's a place, too, that, I forgot which country it is, that they're saying, like, if you don't get the vaccines for your kids, like, it's, like, against the law or something. Forced vaccines. Let's see. Vax or get fired. Forced vaccines for children. I should have did a little more research before coming on, but there was somewhere, maybe it's the UK. There was some country or somewhere they were going to try to force parents to give the vaccine. Symbols with Dimple said maybe it hasn't been proven or admitted. Alice said if you weren't going to get it, the flu shot isn't going to give you autism. I don't know if the flu shot is, but she's talking about the MRI vaccine. Dakota, if you don't, Pokio will come back. Not sure what that means. Alice Smith said you can't start school or kindly without pay. That's true too. So in a way, we're all kind of forced to get the vaccines because you you can't start school, I guess, with the flu. But is that for all the vaccines though to start school? Like, do you have to have all the vaccinations to start the kids in school? So I'm kind of curious about. I'm curious. I've always been against vaccination. Like, the only vaccines that I want for my kids, or that I want for me, was just the flu is optional. That's cool. The quota says the flu is optional. I think like the hepatitis stuff and like the regular, you should probably get. No, just the major disease ones like polio, MRI. Okay. And when was the last time somebody had any of this stuff? I don't know. What else? What else can we? Let me read some more of the comments here. And I'll probably end this live stream soon because I don't even have much to say, honestly. I just wanted to hear people's opinions. Me and Farrah have to talk more about that whole hepatitis thing too. Is kind of funny to me. I was just saying that because hepatitis is a sexually transmitted disease. I don't know if any baby's having sex. It's like, but I did ask a doctor about that, and he told me that like the reason they do it is because they know people are not going to come back for it, so they try to give whatever vaccines they can to kids, to babies, while they can. Elizabeth said, I know, but I can't get a court order to fight it. That's why it's usually better when the kid turns 5, when the brain is fully developed. To be fair, they say the brain doesn't fully develop till a person's like 25. But I'm sure at 5 years old, the brain is probably more developed. Alice Smith said, it's also dirty needles, Mel, not just sex. True. Good point, I guess. I don't know who's using dirty needles, but I guess you never know. The doctors could be. I don't know, man. My thing on this too is that by 5, okay, Alice, thanks for the information. Alan said that by 5, the human brain is 80% developed. I don't know. I'm definitely on the side that I think it's kind of funny that a lot of people are so dismissive without really questioning things about whether it can be. Hey, Shan, what's up? I'm curious to know. I want your feedback too. So far, the consensus is a lot of people don't get the vaccine. Alice Smith has got the vaccine. Dakota has, I believe. Chanel, have you and your husband gotten the vaccine? And what about for your son, Sebi? Has he gotten the vaccine? Do you get your child vaccinated all the time? And how do you feel about that? Because right now we're kind of debating to get Madison vaccinated or not. We're a little concerned. I was just reading an article. They said that 37 children have died so far this year from the influenza, and they're saying it's spreading. It's spreading so fast. It's the most it's spread. It's the fastest that it's spread in the last decade. That's what this article from the Washington Post was saying. So I really wanted to hear parents' thoughts on it. I know there's a lot of debate on it. And I was actually just talking to Elizabeth, which is one of my girlfriend's cousins. She was saying she believes that one of the vaccines actually caused her child autism, which I really, really feel sympathetic for her because I've seen the work that it goes and I've heard of all the trials and tribulations that parents have to go through when they have an autistic child, and really feel for them, man. Chanel says, okay, wait. Dakota said measles and mumps still going on, and in some cases they have been vaccinated for years before. Okay. Alice said, nope, I didn't end up getting it. Wow, I thought you did get it. Okay, but you didn't. But I was told numerous times to get it. I'll get the next flu season. Chanel says, we did not get the flu vaccine in the last 2 years, but we have been fine. We also moved. My mom just got the shot and ended up getting an infection in her arm. Wow. See, my thing is, man, with the whole flu shot thing and all that stuff, and I was just saying this too, you can go by all the medical reports, you can go by all the charts, everybody, yeah, it's safe, just take it. I like to go by people's experience, man, what people have told me, what has actually happened, I've had a lot of people tell me they've gotten sick. I heard one person tell me like they got sick for like a whole month, they're never going to take it again. I don't know. All right, I'm going to have to go get my daughter too because so I'm going to end this stream. Well, maybe late, 5 minutes maybe. See. So Chanel said, I get him other shots. He gets the one kids need for school entry. We're always spaced. Okay, that's what I hear a lot of parents say, space the shots out. That's what we did this time with Madison with her last shots. We kind of spaced it out. Let me go grab Madison. I'm going to grab Madison, and if she behaves, fine. If not, then I'll end the stream. Hold on. Okay, we're back. Oh. So I guess my last question. Come on, Madison, you have an audience waiting. Say hi, baby. Oh my God. Hey. Yes, you probably sound so loud for these people. Say hi, baby. So Elizabeth says don't get the vaccine. I don't know, man. I'm not sure what to do. Hey. But you know, a good thing though is that Madison's not in daycare. So if we do decide to hold out, she'll probably be okay. Hey. Thanks. Alice says hi. Hi, Madison. Shannon says she's so cute, Mel. Say thank you. But thank you guys for joining. Really appreciate you guys. I just want to do a little small live stream just to check in, say hi. I appreciate you guys. I really appreciate all the support and comments, and you guys are awesome. And thanks for your feedback. And Elizabeth, thank you for sharing that story. Appreciate you sharing that. Okay. Okay. Hey. And you know what? Let's see what they say here with this news article real quick while we...
The Center for Disease Control is saying that so far, 36 states reporting widespread cases of influenza. You can see that through the south of the United States, and the strain is only partially covered by this season's flu vaccine. Here to discuss, family physician and associate professor at the Ronan University of Osteopathic Medicine, Dr. Jen Caudle. Doc, good to see you.
Good to see you.
You think that you get the flu shot, you're going to be safe, but no dice.
Well, no, there is dice. Let me tell you. I mean, even though it's not 100%, the flu shot does give us a good amount of protection. And yes, it does vary from year to year, but it's still better to get the flu shot than to not.
So there's still time. So that, you know.
Oh my gosh, yes. And remember, as you mentioned, you were talking about the flu season. Technically, flu season's from October to May, but the height of the flu season is December to February. That is right now. So I tell people, if you haven't gotten the flu shot, even though we're still the words out on how effective it's going to be, get it, because it's one of our best chances at protection.
So often when this happens every couple of years, that they say that they kind of got it wrong. They guessed wrong which strain of the flu to immunize you against in the flu shot. Can they change the flu shot mid-season so they can make it better now against this strain that's out there?
Thank you.
There's a couple
Say
of
bye,
things.
everybody.
Usually the way that it works is scientists, before the season begins, they work and they use all sorts of models to try to predict which strains are going to be most common. That's how we develop the flu shots for that particular season. So we kind of have our flu shots for this season. But of course, this information is going to go into next season. And remember, the sort of estimates about how effective or lack of effectiveness for this year, honestly, those are based on models from Australia. So I still think that, you know, maybe it's not the best coverage, but I think
I don't know. Thanks, Shannon. I pinned your comment on my channel trailer. I gotta check out your channel trailer. Oh my God. Switch that up. Did I do that right? Oh snap. Hey baby. Hazel just joined. Madison was laying down, like relaxed, and then she just started fussing. So, but I was asking everybody, babe, about the vaccine. You know we were talking about that. Should we get the vaccine for Madison? We're worried. You know, I was reading a news article, and they said that 37 children have died this year from from the influenza. So, Chanel says, "Mel, I think you should be good because she doesn't attend daycare." That's true, and I heard a couple people mention that. I think it's one of the biggest things. We'll probably be fine. Madison has not been sick yet at all since she's been born, so. And your cousin was in here too, babe. She was talking about her story with her daughter, which is really cool. It was interesting. What? You want the headphones? You want to put them on? All right. You want to put them on? I think your head's too small. You want to be a part of the production? But the consensus is, I don't even know what the consensus is, man. I think we're okay. We'll talk about it more. We'll have to come to a decision, baby, as far as Madison's vaccination. And my girlfriend's at work, so she's probably not gonna be able to respond or anything. But thank you guys for watching, man. Thanks for all the support. And yeah, I think we'll be out. We're gonna end the stream, right? So bye. 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 Can you wave? Wave? Yeah. Say bye. But I think she would say bye, everyone. Bye, everybody. Peace. We're gonna end the stream. I see that Mel. She's getting more popular than Mel. Oh, she just ate too a little while ago. I made her some oatmeal, so she's good. Okay, all right. It's time to go. Baby says it's time to go. Thanks, Dakota. Madison says it's time to end the stream. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my gosh, baby. Oh my god, she's getting all tangled. Peace, everybody. Okay, we're done, baby.